go.
Playoff week, baby.
All right, female Pete.
The Five Brothers. Look at us. The Five Brothers. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, you're the BF King, dude. I should really say congrats. I'm going to.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the pod, my friend. Congratulations on being PF King. How good is that? Have you ever been PF King? I feel like
I've been close quite a few times, but
sure,
I think there might have been. I think the original Alvin and the Chipmunks might have been.
Wow, the original.
But yeah, I actually almost asked Grace to bring home a yellow piece of paper, so that I could cut it and put a crown on my head.
Oh, that would have been nice. I would have loved that touch. That's a good call. Yeah,
I forgot, and so
that's okay. That's okay. You know what? You actually just reminded me of something. You saying the original Alvin and the Chipmunks. I know this year Alvin and the Chipmunks Part 3, and I know maybe not all of the listeners know, but obviously your name's Trip because you are the third, James Edwin Patterson III. James Edwin Patterson III, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, just welcome to the pod. But I'm scared. Actually, that might mean this is just your year. This is the golden year. You know, when you turn the birthday on the day or whatever. This is part 3 for number 3, James Edwin Patterson III.
Oh, we're going all the way to the top,
and then losing in the championship, right?
No. I know you've talked about it, and I've always wanted to do it. Is if I ever get that trophy, I'm definitely getting plaques for it.
Oh yeah, I trust you to do that for sure. So, obviously, Cody's a 2-time champion. It's never happened, so I don't trust him. But I trust you.
There's a good chance that it's getting plaques this year.
Yeah. We're both gonna plaque it. That's for sure. So, we'll get into that. We can't talk playoffs yet. We're gonna dive into that. Before we do, I gotta give a little tribute.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's for the tall man, Chip. Couldn't be here tonight because he's working hard on becoming an officer and such. So maybe I'm not supposed to say that on air. I don't know. I don't know the rules of the military. I don't get it. But
good luck, bud.
Yeah, good luck. We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
We're all here to support you. And your team obviously stopped
Cheers
playing.
Again.
Oh, yeah, cheers to that. Yeah, your team has been not here to support you in fantasy, but they're going to support you in, taxes, I guess. So, all right, let's dive into the review of last week. A lot of fun matchups here. First one we got, Hawk Tua. Putting up a 164. Chip's 118. What do you think about this, Trip?
Man, Chip's team actually put up a lot of points and looking good. But, what are you going to do when you're going up against that? 51.8 points. Mm-hmm. I think I read somewhere that's a record for the number of points that a quarterback has put up.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to bring that up. I saw a post, which was really interesting post. It showed the best fantasy lineup of all time, as in the number one performance at each position. 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, and so on. Jerry Rice was on that list twice, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, he had 2 of the top 3 wide receiver performances of all time. But Josh Allen, set the record for the best quarterback fantasy football performance.
I can't remember who had it before.
Michael Vick.
Was it Michael Vick? Okay, yeah. I thought it might have been, but. Yeah.
Similar game where he scored 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing, same as Josh this week. But I think Josh just had more yardage, so that's what did it. I mean, okay, I'll say this as a James Cook manager. Sorry, I make everything about myself, but as a James Cook manager, Josh Allen had 10 rushing attempts and 3 rushing touchdowns. James Cook had 6. He not I get it if you outrun him yardage, but he attempted him. If that's not the right phrase, but he ran more attempts than James Cook. Gosh, he was their whole offense. I mean, he won MVP
the team
with
on
that.
His back, and
they
still lost, didn't they?
No, they played the Rams. They won. Ooh, did they lose?
Click on it. I gotta see this.
If I go box score, will it show that? Wait. Okay, here it comes. Okay. No, it's loading. Yeah, they lost. You're right. They still lost.
They still lost.
Oh, shoot.
By 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy game. They were down. I remember they were down 35 to 21. One of my buddies was over and he actually like fell asleep for a second, and it was 35-21. When he woke up, it was like 42-44 or something like that. And I'm like, oh my god, like that game was crazy.
I will say
Ethan's
though,
team. Go ahead.
Josh Jacobs, looking good. I'll get to the other side of that here in a little bit, but Josh Jacobs is solid.
Oh, very solid. And Jordan Addison's been crazy. I don't know if that's sustainable. What is
Past 2
sustainable?
games, it's been that good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll dive into everybody's teams because that's the benefit of today. We kind of hinted at it earlier. Neither me nor you are playing this week, right? We're both on buys, which means everybody else listening right now has a matchup. So we get to unbiasedly, you and I, go through every single matchup.
There might be a little bit of bias.
True. I just mean we're not playing in. We're not in it. We might still have like people we want to win, so we'll push that. But
because I do not want to play that wagon of a team.
Okay, I was wondering. That was going to be the question. Okay, so you don't want to play Ethan. I didn't. I mean, I wouldn't either. Look at that.
I need. Also, I need revenge on Cody. I haven't He beat me in the playoffs. He's beat me both times this year.
Yeah.
I need revenge.
All right. Well, I can't wait to dive into that. That's going to be fun. Okay. Let's move on here. We're going to buzz through these probably pretty quick. Some great performances across the league. Almost everybody, actually, yes, I just now confirmed this. Didn't know it till I saw it. Everybody but Ben scored above 100. Okay. That's pretty fitting. That's pretty good.
Yeah, seems about right.
So Patrick puts up 125. I think there was a message sent on Sunday. Chip's team was going off for a second. And it was Cody. Cody said, "Is Chip the best team in the pits?" And Pat's team heard that and immediately went off. And look, Pat outscored Chip. Pat's team can do that. So the pits are going to be – I can't wait to review that today. We've given a lot of airtime to the playoffs. I'm pumped to review the pits today. Any takeaways from this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that Patrick's team, he drafted those guys for a reason. They just, haven't shown up the rest of the season, really. So
that's true. And Ryan's team always gets just fucked, like in prime times, or I don't know. But Ryan said it too. You don't want to peak the week before the playoffs. So
it's very true.
We'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out how he feels. Give me that. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
They said, like you just said, you don't want to peak before the playoffs. So.
Okay, good. You're gonna, yes, I like the spin zone there.
Also, I had like 4 guys on bye, so I did with what I could. I got lucky with Charbonnet there. I'm hoping, I don't want to hope for injuries, but
I hear you.
I just want if Walker, he wants to rest up for the playoffs. I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they're top of that division. I think so.
Yeah,
it makes
I think they're pretty close. Yeah.
I mean,
you got a great backup. So
true. When you got that, take your time, bud. But come back championship week, please. Okay. If we get there. I will say, looking at your team, I mean, you put Jared Goff in. Like, God, there you are on the waiver wire again. Bo Nix is on a bye, who's giving you a great time. Your waiver wire pickup, mind you. And then Jared Goff, you pick up and he goes off. I mean, the Lions have been good all year, but that doesn't mean Jared Goff has been good all year, fantasy-wise.
I actually picked him up like 2 weeks ago, thinking ahead for when Bo Nix was going to be out.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Attaboy. I love it. Yeah. Jamar Chase.
Because I knew there were so many buys. I picked him up the week of Thanksgiving when there were no buys. So I was like, I better get him now because there are going to be so many other quarterbacks on buy. Everybody's going to be looking on the waiver wires for one. So,
yeah. Good call. Jamar Chase still doing his thing, putting up those points.
I know. He had, I think, 18 targets.
Really? 18?
Like 18, I think it was. Every time he caught the ball, I was just like, no! like screaming at my phone, like because I was watching it on my phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, just throw it to anybody else, but like T. Higgins or something like that, because I was, next matchup, Grant had Joe Burrow, so I was like, I need Joe Burrow to start scoring some points, but I didn't go to anybody but Jamar Chase.
Yeah, and I know you well enough. Like, I know how the different levels you're thinking about. And, I was really rooting for couple different things to happen. I didn't want Cooper Rush to score his things. We'll get to there, which means I didn't want CeeDee Lamb to do well, which means I would probably lose the 1 seed. Like, there was a lot of, like, things. And I knowing that I had a bye, I was, like, fine with either one. However, like, I think we both wanted that 1 seed, not only for the, like, just number 1 seed, because it feels good to be the number 1 seed, because of some of the matchups, which I feel guilty saying that, like, on air, because I don't want it to sound like I'm talking bad about Ryan or Parker's team. And again, I keep saying we'll get to it when we get to the playoffs. And it's not that I underestimate them. It's just scary when you see that 164 that Ethan put up. Yeah. So you want to be on the other side of that, you know. But yeah. So I know were you fighting for that too? Am I right in that assumption?
That, and I wanted the Triple Crown. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 seed and win the chip.
And win the chip. Yeah.
That would have been nice, but
you would have put Parker's
settle for PF and the ring.
And that's it. And that's it. Right? Yeah. Okay.
And the ring.
But you would have put Parker's like statement of the best team doesn't always win. You would have stomped on that if you were number 1 seed, PF, and won the ring. Which, you know, I've said it. I said it on air. You've heard me say it. Like, that's where I told myself, oh, it's okay if I don't win the PF crown, because like that means I could win the ring. You know, same thing. So I got the number 1 seed, and now I'm again like, fuck. I had the number 1 seed last year. It didn't work. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I had the number 2 seed, didn't I?
Or no, Cody had the last year. Yeah,
but I made it to
It was last year. It was me versus Parker in the semis, and you versus Cody. So there's a chance we repeat.
Yeah, no, I got him because of points 4. That's what it was.
That's what. Yeah, you were the points 4 guy.
Yeah.
All right, I will say I'm just looking at mine and Grant's roster. Isaac Garindo went off. I mean, Grant spent all his fab on that.
Great pickup.
Great pickup. I just want to imagine, which he did get injured, so that's going to be interesting. Did anybody pick up the other guy today? Because waivers ran through, so that's why I'm like.
I didn't look. I picked up last week. The guy that was from the Jets.
Is he Bandicanda?
Yeah. I was reading that he's just a really fast.
Yeah, he is.
And I just could see them scheming something up for him, kind of.
He fits that San Francisco mold.
Yeah, I could see him kind of scheming something up specifically for him. Kind of more taking, no offense, Cody, but taking away some touches from Debo. In that situation.
All the offense to Cody. There's not no offense. That is full offense. Anyways. No, I hear you on that. Yeah, Izzy looked really good in New York, like on Hard Knocks and everything last year. I thought there might be a chance too, but yeah, great pickup by Grant. I want to point out though, he dropped all that fab and picked him up, and it was great pickup. Not denying that. I'm just saying, what if he didn't? What if he fell into other hands? Because I know there was a lot of claims on Isaac. That could have been really interesting to see where else that falls and how else it fucks up.
The next highest was Ryan. So
yeah,
that would have been bad for you.
True. But, yeah, we'll see. All right, the matchup of the week.
I don't know if Ryan's got so many running backs though. Could he even start?
Yeah. That's how it happens sometimes too. You never know. Like I tried to stash a guy in another league just because you always try to take the best guys. You never know what's going to happen. But yeah, no, Grant needed them and it popped off. Worked well. Did you think going into Monday that Parker was going to actually miss the playoffs? Did you think it was possible going into that game, or how'd you feel?
I honestly didn't think there was a chance that he was going to miss the playoffs. I always thought it was either going to be Ethan and Parker or Bennett and Parker.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think service was justed. No, justice was served. That's it.
Yeah.
About like that he had to sweat that Monday night. I know there was a lot of talk on Sunday, and I know me and you even talked individually, and we'll save some of those rule changes for off-season stuff because we have a lot to dive into, but make for good off-season content. But a lot was said about like whether he could bench a guy or not, and I just love that it naturally worked out where like he had to play the guys right now. He would have not been a sweaty situation if he would have just started his best players from the get-go. But, hey, hindsight, we can say we had fun.
Well, scroll up a little bit, actually.
All right.
A little bit further.
Or sorry, you want to see Ethan, or who you want to see?
So yeah. Well, Ryan lost. So if Ethan hadn't benched someone and he would have beat Ryan, he would have been out of the playoffs right now because Ryan would have taken the points 4 spot, wouldn't he?
Wait, from who? Yeah, I think you might be right. From Ethan, you mean?
Yeah, well, it would have bumped Parker down into the points 4, right?
No, because Parker's 7-7. Ryan would be the 6. Ben would be in. Parker would be in, and it would be between Ryan and Ethan, if I'm getting this correct. Which
I was doing it in my head the other day, and I can't remember.
No, you're right. Ethan would be out. Ethan made the right call. Ethan would be out right now.
Yeah.
Ryan
so
would be in.
The flip side of the coin of like sitting somebody, I guess is what I'm saying. So like Parker sitting somebody versus like Ethan sitting somebody. You know, I guess in my opinion, it's you got to start somebody at least.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't matter if it's a third string person. I think you starting somebody is kind of a penalty because you have to have somebody that's not worth starting.
Yeah, you might have to drop somebody
on your team. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like I think also like if you have somebody to play, like that Sutton was he Monday night or was he into Sunday?
It was a Monday night. Yeah, it was Monday night.
So like in that situation, like I think you should have had to have planned ahead. Yeah. And like your options are either drop Sutton or play him.
Yeah.
I know that's extreme, but like you had the time beforehand to think about this strategy. You could pick somebody up in the waiver and
like put him Parker did that. Parker specifically picked up guys that were playing Monday night so we could drop them, which is not what you're saying. I know, not that you drop, but he thought about Monday night and who would I need to pick up in case I get into this situation. So you're saying, I agree with that, and you know we'll dive into it at off season. But I agree. I think that could be the rule change. Like you have to start a guy if you want to tank and do that. Yeah, start like Pat did. Start Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know you're going to get 0 points. But like, I mean, he did say he knew he was going to get 0 points. I think I knew that too. I think we all knew he was going to get 0 points. I don't know why he started him. Like, sorry, but I don't know. Maybe Pat. He's playing chess probably, so he knew what he was doing. I don't know. But that's your point. Start a guy like that if you want to quote sit a guy. At that point, it's just semantics. But you're right. At least you're fit in the lineup. So what a fun week. What a fun week 14.
Also,
I'm grateful for it.
The principle of putting in the effort to start a guy, kind of thing. You know,
leaving it up to chance too. What if that guy like gets his shot called and scores a touchdown, and you're like, I tried to bench him, but it didn't work. Like, that'd be fun to root for that.
That would be,
But I just want to throw out like
that was a great week though.
There's so many things, you know. Of course, like Ethan not sitting the guy, then things don't change. Parker not doing his thing, then it's just we would have had an uneventful week 14. It would have just maybe changed seeding, but it wouldn't have changed much. If we didn't have the PF rule, we would have had basically I'm just grateful that we had a fun week 14. Like
absolutely,
we could watch that game and it matters. So and now every game from here obviously matters. All right, let's move on to our caller. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
If you can't hear it, just I don't know. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up.
I'll yell at you.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, I would like to dedicate this call in to Simpsons Cooper Rush and Simpsons Mike Gesicki. Y'all kept it real out there. That was a fun and entertaining watch to secure my way into the playoffs this year. Team Chicken and Rice coming in clutch as always. Appreciate you. Let's get more Simpsons casts. That was hilarious. That clip of Chase Brown running down the sidelines as Lisa for the touchdown was cracking me up. That was hilarious. We need more Simpsons casts. You know, bring the youth into the game, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's get more Simpsons casts. So we're here. Playoffs time. Playoffs. We got 2 good matchups this week. Me and Cody, Ryan and Parker.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the playoffs, you know, who has the best team? Who has the highest ceiling? Who can put up the most points on a given week?
So
I want you guys to discuss who do you think out of the 6 teams in the playoffs has the highest ceiling it can totally be your team, but you got to justify it. And then, we got to talk about the pits, of course. Who's coming out of the pits, and why is it going to be Chip? Love you guys. Can't wait for a fun weekend.
Oh, man. That was good. That was a good call.
That was a good one.
Thank you, Ethan, for calling in. Man. Is he just trying to get us to talk about his team?
I think so, but I'm here for it. Let's do it.
I mean, is that your pick? I think it has to. I think it's mine.
I will caveat it, though.
Okay.
He has the highest ceiling, but I think the lowest floor.
Yeah, which it's a good spot to be. I've said it before on the pod, and I've said it before off the pod. Like, you got to have a team that can win it all. I'm throwing this to you because I've said it about you and I've said it about Parker. And I fit this mold because I never won. But I've also been the very bottom. Like, you and Parker have never not made the playoffs. You are the definition of, like, safe in that way. And to win it, you got to be able to go off. So, yeah, by those logics, you're right. But
I know I've just been every year I try to deviate a little bit, go a little unsafe, and I just can't. So.
But it'll work. I know you'll get one.
I always miss on the guys that I tried to throw a dart at, though. Anthony Richardson. So I was like, I'm going to try. Oh, well, there you go. Let's see if it will work. Sometimes it works.
You got to go one hand. Either way.
No, there's two of them. There's one for two.
They saw your thumb, but then they heard Anthony Richardson and it took it away really quick. So,
Anthony Richardson. I took a chance there, and that blew up in my face. So
I do think there's something to be said about, and you can't control this. And then again, this is maybe me trying to let myself down easy, die slowly here. Is that like you can't burn too bright early? Think about it. Like, just statistically, players don't put up a number one performance every week of the year. It ebbs and flows, right? Like, you don't see that every week.
Alvin Kamara is an excellent example of that. He was fire hot at the beginning of the year. He was scoring like a touchdown every game, had a couple 2 touchdowns, and now I don't think he scored a touchdown in like 6 weeks. Yeah,
and that's what I mean. Like, I did feel that, and I said it when I was 9-0 and like going on the streak, and I was just like, this can't continue. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, it's not going to work well. And I truly don't. I know that I have a chance, and I know I can win. But I do not think I have the highest ceiling. I do not think I can put up the highest points right now. I think I do have a really safe floor. I have a deep team, so a really safe floor. So I just need I need the other team to screw up, which is scary in the playoffs because you got great teams all in the playoffs right now. I'll say if we had to go off Ethan's, because I think Ethan's great. We said it earlier, actually before we got on air. We think Ethan's performance of 164 this week was probably the highest. Excuse me. Probably the highest? It was, okay. Right. The highest of all year. So Ethan has put up the highest score.
All right. You want to know the second highest?
I want to say Cody. Is it you? Yeah.
146.
Wow, so he put up almost 20 more.
Yeah.
Jeez. He did have the number one quarterback performance of all fantasy football existence.
Yeah.
Or NFL existence, really. So
next highest is you at 139.
Mm-hmm. I thought Cody's had a couple, but no, maybe not.
And then, surprisingly, it is Grant with 138.
Yeah. Grant was very hit or miss in sometimes. He's 6-8. He's only actually one game away from tying Parker and Ben at 7-7, and Ryan. So and Ryan got a free win. So as we said earlier, Grant was right there, really. Other than Ethan, I will say, your team, of course, you could do it. I'm scared you might have already burnt too bright. Same with me.
Same.
I'll say Parker on the other side because, Ryan also can put up points. Parker, though.
I think Ryan, I think, is on that side besides you, I think it goes you, Ryan, then Parker. I know that's probably the seeding, but I just think Ryan's got he's built a really good, safe team. I think he's got a really high floor. He does. and I think he can put up the big numbers. It's just not as likely as maybe Parker.
No, I agree with you because Ryan's never picked the correct tight end. Every week, it's tight end on his bench. But if he picks that right, boom, fills that gap. Mike Evans was gone for a long time, and we all know Mike Evans can boom or bust. You catch Mike on a boom, you catch the right tight end, and he's got Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. He's got some big hitters. For Parker, though, I'll say Tyreek's performance this weekend was his best all year. He finally broke. He had 22 week 1. He hasn't broke 20 since. And he hit 23 this week. So Parker is like, as we said, you don't want to be hot all year. Parker's, of course, hitting the streak right when he needs to. So, oh, man. But, yeah, it's a fun one. We'll dive into the pits here after. I know we have one other thing. I think you got something prepared for us.
Yeah. So,
all right, what do we got?
I got a little regular season recap for us here. Yeah. So I'm going to share my presentation.
Okay.
Go slide by slide, and I want you to kind of give me your feedback as I go through the slide.
Oh, I can't wait.
And tell me if you agree, disagree, things like that. So,
all right. Give it a boom or give it a. What's the opposite? What's the other thing they say? I only know boom. I don't know the other. I'm not familiar with that.
Right. Can you see it? Is it black? Just
it's straight black. Oh, right. Let's go.
2024 PML recap.
Let's get it.
Which Rick and Morty character was your season?
Oh, wait, you're going through everybody's teams?
Oh, yeah. And I'm assigning you a Rick and Morty character based on your season.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
All right. So, Mwahaha is Evil Morty, clearly. I know I could have picked a better picture with the eye patch, but, this picture just looked like you. I could just imagine you and this, like, tie with a drink in your hand just staring out the window like that.
I just got a thing saying your recording stopped. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to see if I can pause this.
Oh.
Yeah, and it says you're going to back out and come back in.